Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be having a look at Australia and the Islamisation.
The core is rotten, and I can behold the tide.
We've already seen schools across the West indoctrinating children into all sorts of depravity, from everything from the Rainbow Brigade to what I would class as soft pornography in children's books. Well, here's a new one. This is the new extreme, and this is forcing children in school to pray in a mosque. Yes, you heard that right, to pray in a mosque. Have a look at this, everyone.
While the visitors get their first taste of Islamic prayers, it's come to Ahmed's attention that Isaac isn't dressed properly for the occasion.
Pull your socks up a bit more. In prayer, he had his socks under his knees and he was wearing shorts, so his knees were showing. And in Islam, you need to have from your belly button to your knees covered to be...
Very, very, very tolerant, isn't it? This is how you show the world that your faith is the best. You immediately berate them for not being perfect. How would he know this?
Praying and his knees were showing, so I asked him if he can pull his socks up to cover it up.
I won't say what I'd have told him to do if he'd have said that to me at school.
Quietly, all of you stand up.
Sometimes in trying to educate others in our values, we may come across as rude or abrupt.
No shitting.
And that is a concern I have with some of our students.
You demand tolerance from everybody around you while being completely intolerant to others. And I've got an example of that. We've all seen the example, but we'll go through it at the end.
And that is something which they have to learn how not to do.
Why should we? Why should we learn how not to do things wrong for Islam? Why should we learn that? Unless they're trying to force us to learn that.
I have never prayed before. I've never even thought about it, but I've meditated before. And it was really nice just sort of being in the room with them and having that unity of everyone doing something together at the same time and doing the same thing. And it felt really together.
Now, I feel really sorry for this lad. What do you think would have happened if he'd have said anything other than praise? Anyone? Anyone? Look at that face. Does that face not look like I'm caught in headlights? He's been backed into a corner and he can only say one thing, because if he said anything other than that, he would be ostracised, villainised, and probably death threatened. Now, obviously, parents are absolutely furious, and rightly so. This is forcing, brainwashing and Islamising effectively children at the most impressionable without the parents' consent, because otherwise they wouldn't have been furious, would they? Now, one parent actually said, would Muslim parents want their children to visit a church and pray to Christ? Well, we all know the answer to that. The answer is no. And we all know the other answer to the question, are they as tolerant to us as they demand from us? And the answer to that one is no. You've seen the recent news of the mother having to effectively grovel in a mosque with a headscarf on because a son, a 14-year-old autistic child, had scuffed the Quran. Scuffed. And he was getting death threats. So don't tell me that we've got to be tolerant and we've got to understand when you do not do the same. Am I wrong on that, though? I'd like to know your opinion. Absolutely disgraceful that schools are doing this sort of thing behind parents' back, as well as all of the other disgraceful things they're doing behind parents' backs. Teachers, you are not the parent. You will never be the parent, and you should never have any sort of leeway over a parent and their child. Disgusting. Let me know what you think. Stay sane. See you on the next one.